हाँ हो जाए। हाँ स्क्रीन ऑफ। ठीक है हो गया। हो रहा है। हेलो विद्वत पंच विद्वत पंच সামনের দিকে কোথাও বসে যায় ওই 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 কোথাও বসে যায়। all the volunteer committees are requested to sit together. Student volunteers are requested to sit on their own teams, collectively, together. It is a kind request to everyone to kindly keep their mobile phones in silent or vibrate mode. We are about to begin. I would request the audience to kindly settle down as we are starting our valedictory session. Namaste, good afternoon, and welcome back to the place where we had started. Vidvatvancha, nripatvancha, tulyam kadachana. Swadeshe pujyate raja, vidwan sarvatra pujyate. Scholarship and kingship are never to be compared. As a king is honored only in their own land, but a learned person is honored everywhere. For the joint valedictory session of the East Asia Summit, Conclave of Heads of Higher Education Institutions, and East Asia Summit, Knowledge Exchange Workshop on Energy Efficiency Policies and Programs, Lifestyle for Environment Life, I would like to call upon stage and grace the dais Professor Sachin Chaturvedi ji, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Nalanda University, Dr. Professor Pankaj Vashisht ji, RIAS, Dr. Kishore Kumar Dhawala ji, Nalanda University, Professor S.K. Mahanti ji, RIS, and Professor Kolanthis A.M. Voravattikullu ji from Sripattam University, and Dr. Pavitra Srinivasan ji, American Council for Energy Efficient Economy, USA. Yeah. So now we start with the valedictory session. I would request Professor Sachin Chaturvedi ji to kindly come to the dais podium and give his initial remarks. Okay, sir. Yeah.
Yeah. So good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to this closing plenary that we have, largely reflecting on the two conferences happened. But I think big hand to Pankaj and to Kishore, both. They could ensure selection of people who actually fed into both the processes that were on when we met here for the inaugural session. Still now, these groups, the individuals have been interacting. Several bilateral meetings are on. Several small groups have come up. And I see possibility of some very bright students who have participated in the discussions. And everybody is quite appreciative of the quality of questions that came up, the nature of commitment that the students have exhibited in this. Big hand for our own students. I think it was also very, very important for us to see how both the university partnerships that are there, how we understand our connect with larger global processes that are sort of launched by India in partnership with the ASEAN countries, East Asia Summit process is one big lead in that direction. And this is something which is extremely contemporary, which is extremely well equipped to address pressing issues before our countries. We could address the energy-related issues, climate change, environment-related issues, but also ecology-related issues, issues which are in a way left for higher educational institutions. There also we were discussing these issues only in terms of how Nalanda's own net zero experience can be further augmented, and Pavitra has some suggestions in terms of how we build up further on that. We have also explored possibilities of regional cooperation in field of archaeology, in field of ecological sciences, but also in linguistics. What are the ways we can cooperate? Nalanda faculty also made a presentation in terms of what Nalanda is doing. So multiple areas have come up. The East Asia Summit process, the idea of having ASEAN-India University Network, and the idea of having energy workshop exclusively dedicated under the EAS process, both have played a very important role. We have requested Professor Mohanty to chair this session today, and we have two subject experts on two sides, and then the two coordinators that are there. So I once again warmly welcome each one of you. Would encourage all the delegates who are staying back to enjoy after lunch. We have the IPSA session. Our IPSA fellows are sitting here from Brazil, South Africa, and of course from India. IPSA fellows would be presenting their work. And it is also quite interesting to see how, again, possibility of cooperation, not only with India, but also with Southeast Asian countries. So whoever is staying back from Thailand, from any other country, Indonesia, they are most welcome, even from India, any other institution. We would be meeting in some hall, I suppose in another hall, but that would be interesting. We would be discussing multiple areas of circular economy and multiple areas of interest. The last point that I want to mention is in terms of the rapporteur's report, and quite a few people have worked as rapporteur. I would very much like to request them to stand up if they are here in this room so that we can clap for you.
Rapporteur's team.
My
please.
goodness. So that's very good. I even can't name all of them, but if you can name quickly each one, that would be huge appreciation, because we would be crucially banking on your report. Your faculty seniors would be giving some details to us. Subject experts would be commenting, but you would be the key holder of the knowledge. So can we have their names and their courses?
Yeah, Mandira Dipnath is the coordinator. I can't find her in the hall, but her bag
Okay,
is
so
over
maybe
here.
I think we can just give them a mic, and we can just have
and the
quick
rest-
round of introduction from them of their course and their name, because we are really running short of time. People have to leave.
Yeah, we had four coordinators, Gautam Kumar
Anyone,
Mishra.
just anyone can just mic can go around. Yeah. Just speak your name and course.
Thank you, sir. Myself, Gautam Kumar Mishra. I am the coordinator of the rapporteur team, and I am from MBA 24-26 batch. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Nilaf Bhattacharjee. I am from the batch 25-27, and I am in the School of SLLH, World Literature.
I am Anunna Pal, MBA second year.
Good afternoon, sir. My name is Arya Sardesai, and I'm from MA first year, International Relations and Peace Studies.
Good afternoon to everyone. My name is Smriti Naya. I'm from MA Economics first year.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Anubhuti Jain, and I'm from IRPS first year.
Good afternoon, everyone. Myself, Mazmuma Salihin. I am the coordinator on the rapporteur team and the rapporteur also. My school is Ecology and Environment Studies. My batch is 2024 and 2026. I am from Bangladesh.
Good afternoon, everyone. Before I introduce myself, we have another coordinator, Richa Sharma, from my school, International Relations and Peace Studies. For some reason, she could not be here on time. I am Samriddhi Khandelwal. We both are from the second year, International Relations and Peace Studies.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Ayushi and I am from IRPS.
Good afternoon. My name is Aishwarya Patel and I'm from School of Ecology and Environmental Study.
Good afternoon. I'm Anushka Antrolikar from the School of International Relations and Peace Studies.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Khushi Kaur. I'm also from the School of International Relations and Peace Studies.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Stuti Mishra from School of Management Studies, first year.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Sakshi Kapoor, first year from the School of International Relations and Peace Studies.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Karan Kumar from IRPS.
Good afternoon, cheers. This is Ananta Pusha Chakrabarti from School of International Relations and Peace Studies.
Good afternoon, delegates. I'm Himanshi Gupta from School of International Relations and Peace Studies.
Very good, well done. We would wait to have your report, and please settle down. Please settle down. Thank you, and I think this shows importance of rapporteur. They are not just on the margin; they are at the center. So back to you. Thank you.
Yeah. So now we have the chair of this session, Professor S.K. Mohanty Ji, for his report.
So thank you very much. It's really a very wonderful experience to have all members from the EAS countries and India, and also very interestingly, University Connect and energy cooperation are two major issues which went hand in hand. And number of issues we discussed in both the tracks, and I think the main findings from the deliberations made over the last 2.5 days, I think was quite substantial, and we discussed in a number of areas that what really are the core issues and how we can address it jointly. That's the major issue that has come up. Very important issue also I see that the generation of the knowledge is very important, and there is a need for collaboration between different countries for this is quite important. Now the question is that knowledge is generated not only in universities but in number of research institutions. In universities, we see large number of issues, subjects are being taught, but institutions are specialized in certain areas. One can get narrations on different issues in those very specialized institutions across the region. There is always a need that a close interaction between research institutions and the universities could really help in terms of really sharing the knowledge in different areas to universities, and then how best we can really generate a narration about what we think in Asia. There is a lot of discussion that we have now very growing economy in the Asian continent. It is not only in the area of the economic growth and its economic dynamism, but also in terms of its knowledge generation in the continent. So how to polarize it is a major concern. I think that has been the major discussion of today's this conference. So now I would like to request Pankaj Vasisht to say on this.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. My task is to kind of summarize what we discussed during the workshop efficiency. So my task is to summarize
what we have discussed during our 2 days workshop on energy efficiency and policy programs. But you know, the kind of discussion we had was very intense and loaded. So it's kind of impossible for me to summarize everything, but I'll try to give you a kind of brief overview what we had discussed. But before I come to the summarization, I would like to thank everyone for their support and cooperation to organize this workshop, starting from people within our organization at RIS, then our Honorable Vice Chancellor, and then at the time when we conceptualized this idea, he was very much with us as Director General. So especially I'm grateful to him. Also, I'm grateful to all the colleagues at Nalanda University, very helpful throughout these events. Now, as you know that the focus of our workshop was energy efficiency policies. So we have had 4 technical sessions, and the 5th session was more about providing the way forward based upon the discussion. So we started our discussion with the decarbonization of high energy intensive sector. So the focus was India, and during this session we were reminded that industry consumes over 1/3 of India's energy, and it produces 1/4 of CO2 emissions, with steel, cement, and aluminum sector as the most energy intensive sector. We were also informed that India already has a very strong policy framework put together in the form of Energy Conservation Act, plus institutions like Bureau of Energy Efficiency and state agencies. And we have also implemented very important initiative in form of PET scheme. We also have carbon credit trading schemes, which are helping industry to cut energy usage and emissions. The renewable energy consumption obligations are pushing industries to adopt more renewable power. However, challenge continues to exist. And specifically, there are a couple of challenges. One is the high cost. Second, the limited demand for green steel and the shortage of natural gas. Speakers pointed out that the way forward lies in ensuring the access to green finance, circular economy initiative, and workforce reskilling. So after the first session, which focused on decarbonization of large and energy intensive sectors, we moved on to discuss the idea of life, which is India's call for move from mindless consumption to mindful consumption. This session showed us that individual and community action is must as important as policy and technology. We heard inspiring examples from India's mission life, Japan's Motaini culture to avoid waste, Indonesia's nationwide cleanup movement, Thailand's sufficient economy approach, and South Korea's green credit card program that rewards eco-friendly choices. Speakers pointed out that mission life connects our ancient tradition to conservation with modern technologies, and argued that going forward, we need to design right incentives, empower communities, and measures both social and environmental outcome to achieve the objective of mission life. The third session mostly focused on ASEAN national success stories in energy efficiency. The chair as well as other speaker highlighted that there is a fast rising demand for energy, especially from the air conditioning, which is now biggest driver of energy uses. We heard that ASEAN has become a net energy importer, making energy efficiency even more urgent. Speakers shared remarkable progress. We heard that Singapore has invested heavily in solar, hydrogen, and green building standards. Malaysia has introduced strong policies, appliance labeling, and rebate scheme like SAVE program. Thailand has set ambitious target, developed green taxonomy, and piloted zero energy buildings. Cambodia is aiming for 70% renewable by 2030 with focus on electrification and compliance standard. Lao PDR on its part is expanding renewable with major projects like monsoon wind project and promoting electrical vehicles. Vietnam has maintained mainstream energy efficiency through law building codes, audits, and innovative financing, already cutting industrial energy intensity by 20%. Together, these stories shows that ASEAN is combining policy, technology, behavioral measures to align energy transition with climate goals. The fourth and final technical session brought in the global perspective from Korea, United States, and Australia. Korea's experience highlighted how industry and government can work together with initiatives like Keep 30 program involving major companies. From United States, we learned that industrial decarbonization must address both operational and embodied emissions, especially from the cement and steel sector. Innovative policies, public-private partnership, and low-carbon materials are key to decarbonization. Australian scholars shared Australia's long-term policy architecture and successful programs like NEBRS for building efficiency and community initiatives like Electrified 2515. The key lesson from that was that consistent policy, innovation ecosystem, and community engagement are as important as technology itself. So if I put together the main conclusion from the 4 technical sessions, actually 3 things emerge very clearly. One, strong policy framework are essential, whether through India's PET scheme, ASEAN's national roadmap, or global law and standards. Second is technology and finance. Technology and finance must drive industrial decarbonization, renewable integration, and green building. And finally, people and community have a central role through life, sustainable consumption, and behavioral change. These things will be essential to achieve the objective of decarbonization and energy efficiency. Overall, the takeaway is clear. Energy efficiency is not just a technical option. It is central pillar to energy security, climate action, and sustainable growth. We will be putting together a complete and comprehensive report of the event, which we will be happy to share with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Pankaj. So now I would request Dr. Pavitra Srinivasan to make her presentation.
Hello. Yeah. So first and foremost, I want to thank Nalanda University, Chancellor Dr. Yeah, that's There we go. All right. So I'll start again. First of all, I'd like to thank Nalanda University Vice Chancellor Chaturvedi, Pankaj, Ashish, Dr. and RIS for the very gracious invitation to attend the EAS workshop and represent the United States in this August gathering. It was a real privilege to be here in Nalanda, to meet all the students, all the professors, and to have those really great interactive discussions with everyone. I learned so much from just speaking with all of y'all. Great questions. And I think overall the workshop really presented the opportunity for a very valuable interchange of ideas. Sometimes in the US, we're pretty insular and we tend to, I guess, since we're bounded by water on both sides, we tend to think that we have all the answers. And I think that's something that was really borne upon me in this workshop, is that so much is happening in the rest of the world. And it's so heartening to see that everyone else is carrying the charge forward. Great progress has been made when it comes to energy efficiency and decarbonization. Great policies, great financing opportunities, great programming, and great just examples. This university is like a perfect example, I think, of energy efficiency in practice, decarbonization of materials in practice. There's always going to be opportunities to improve upon things, but this is such an amazing start. So I would say that it's been It's been eye-opening, but very rewarding, and I'm really grateful for the opportunity, and I hope there are more of these kinds of interchanges held in the future. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Pratibha Srinivasan. Now I would like to invite Dr. Kishore.
Good afternoon. It's a kind of a summary of 10 hours. So I'm trying to rise into the 10 minutes, and it is a lot of intense discussions. So it's very difficult to come up with a gist. So thanks to our reporters, they have helped us to prepare a summarized document. So I'm just start with the inaugural session. During the inaugural session, our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Chatin Chaturvedi, he actually spoke about the role of the East Asia Summit process in building the connections among the higher education leaders, and he also highlighted the importance of Asian values in shaping the sustainable energy policies and lifestyles from different Western models. And referring to the Nalanda University's legacy of combining humanities and sciences, he linked the concept of the shunya to oneness with the nature and its relevance for achieving the net zero today. He also pointed out the significance of hosting the meetings at Nalanda to give ASEAN delegates to a chance to experience the region and emphasize the need for alternative development model based on the inclusivity, sustainability, and Asian education values. And in the initial remarks by Professor Sachin Kumar Sharma, DGRS highlighted the urgency of sustainability challenges in East Asia Summit region, and stressing that energy efficiency is the most effective solution for reducing emissions, improving security, cutting costs, and creating green jobs. So he's citing India's initiatives such as PAT scheme, standards and labeling, and the Ujala programs, and he emphasized the importance of both policy measures and individual lifestyle choices under the mission life. He noted that while the region has seen progress in the areas like smart grids and energy financing, collective action is needed to move from isolated success to regional solutions. He underlined the Nalanda University's Net Zero campus as a living example of sustainability and called for a collaboration rooted in ASEA's as a long tradition of knowledge exchange, urging the participants to come into the greener and fairer the future. In the remarks of the Sri Jayesh Nandan, Distinguished Fellow Theory, highlighted India's contribution of concept of lifestyle for environment life to the global stage, tracing the humanity's long history of using natural sources of energy from fire to windmills. He noted that the Industrial Revolution triggered an unprecedented surge in energy use, with more consumed in the last 100 years than in the previous 11,000 years. The reckless consumption, he argued, that has led to today's sustainability crisis, making mindful and responsible use of resources essential. And Professor Lan, President of Vietnam National University, Ho Chi Minh City, in her special remarks, expressed her admiration for Nalanda University and its historic legacy as a hub of knowledge and exchange, noting its relevance for today's challenges. On behalf of Vietnam National University, she emphasized the importance of strengthening education linkages among East Asia Summit countries to address pressing issues like climate change, technological disruptions, inequality, geopolitical shifts. She called for a deeper cooperation through joint research hubs on sustainability and cultural heritage, a greater student and faculty mobility with the East Asia Scholar Network and credit recognition system, collaborative digital education platforms, and regular policies from higher education leaders. And in this keynote address, Sri Kumaran, Secretary East, Minister of External Affairs, has delivered in his address, he described the Nalanda University as a civilizational brand and a source of pride for India and Asia. With a long tradition knowledge enhancing that countries today with the students from over 20 countries, many are from the ASEAN, he highlighted the importance of education as a bridge between the societies and economies, preparing youth for future challenges while promoting inclusivity, sustainability, and peace. Emphasizing India's strong ties with ASEAN, he called for a greater student and faculty exchanges and joint researches on issues like a climate resilience, biodiversity, and AI ethics, and collaboration through scholarships and the global partnerships. He also spoke about that urgency and energy efficiency as the first fuel, citing successful initiatives from India and across the region, including the Mission Life and Nalanda's own net zero campus. He underlined the technology and the policies must hand in hand with the people participation and proposed a stronger regional cooperation through shared platforms and standards. He concluded declaring the EAS Conclave of Higher Education Leaders and Knowledge Exchange Workshop on Energy and open, wishing the participants for the discussions. And so in the last two and a half days, so over 35 heads of higher education institutions from East Asia and India discussed various issues related to the higher education collaborations. So I'll just go by session by session and just give a small summary. And the first session is strengthening India and East Asia higher education collaboration, shared by the Govindan Rangarajan, Director, Bangalore. And this panel actually discussed the practical steps to expand the student and the faculty mobility, joint research, shared infrastructure, and financing by creating an East Asia Summit countries and India higher education network supported by digital tools and scholarship schemes. Strengthening the intra-regional links will help reverse one-way flow to the West and cultivate resilient, locally relevant knowledge system, but predictable scholarships and stable funding must be scaled immediately to remove the biggest barriers to exchange. The panel also urged the development of online platforms to showcase programs, advertise internships, and enable partner matchmaking, and agreed on a concrete mobility to enable streamlined credit recognition, simplified applications, micro-credentials, non-resident fellowships, and short-term internships while using the AI translation and digital learning platforms to augment not replace but face-to-face exchange. Finally, the panel is also recommended immediate small pilot, which is the summer internships, short exchange joint courses between the participating institutions in the East Asia Summit. And the second session was the best practices in higher education, shared by Professor R. Venkatrao, the Vice Chancellor, the Law University in Goa. So in this panel, they spoke about the education is the formation of the good human beings. Ethical development must sit alongside technical excellence, and the curriculum should balance lifeline values like a character, stewardship, responsibility with the lifestyle skills. So in fast changing world shaped by AI and digital tools, programs must be flexible, adaptive, and oriented towards lifelong learning, while the interdisciplinary experiential methods are essential to boost the employability. Institutions' quality requires system-level enables and predictable funding, scholarships, and governance, and supportive policy and regional cooperation, which reverse the one-way student flow through the scholarship exchange network and shared platforms. In the panel, the session on the sustainable development goals in education system, the chaired by the Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Chaturvedi, the panel discussed that and suggested that universities must integrate the knowledge, values, and practices to accelerate the SDG by adopting systems thinking, interdisciplinary, and adaptive curricular and lifelong learning and hands-on experiential learning, using the campuses as a laboratories. The speakers also urged that research and technology to be endogenous and locally relevant, and recommend for open science and pooled digital infrastructure and the data sharing to boost the Global South visibility. Regionally, India and East Asia's partnership should be established as a task force to pilot concrete initiative the summer internships and exchange cohort and jointly deliver the digital micro credentials, credential support by the small scholarships and seed fund. So in the four sessions today, so we have is exploring the research, exploring the collaborations, research collaboration opportunities between the universities from India. The professor chaired by the Professor S.K. Mohanty, and the session is discussed that East Asia building the collaborative research networks, inclusive trainings and applied solutions to the global challenges. And also the session highlighted Asia's emergence and as a socio-economic hub and stressed aligning partnerships with SDGs through trust in AI governance and data safety. Joint priorities included the climate resilient, agriculture, healthcare, cooperations, renewable energy, and cultural heritage preservation. Proposals were made in India, Laos joint initiative on innovation labs, student faculty exchanges, and One Nation, One Subscription to facilitate the cost-efficient access to the academic resources. So, in this session, for further work, further to continue, Honorable Vice Chancellor has proposed to organize a conference on implementing the AI technologies in institutions in collaboration with the AINU institutions and IDRBT Hyderabad, ISRO, and IIIT, which we will plan a concept note and we'll try to organize in before the December. And then after that, we had a Nalanda session on the research, and then the faculty from the Nalanda has explained the various activities at university, and then how we're moving forward. The fifth session is creating the pathways for the students and faculty mobility, chaired by the Professor Banmurthy. Emphasize the collaboration as a driver of innovation and the call for the robust mechanisms to expand exchanges between India and East Asia. The speakers of this panel highlighted the need for the comprehensive credit transfer system, joint degrees, and regional accords modeled on the Bologna process to build an integrated higher education space. Discussions stressed equitable access through the scholarships, funding, digital mobility alongside internships and cultural exchanges, and skill enhancement. So these are the 5 sessions of discussion that, and then I also would like to mention that as a new beginning in this particular conference, we had an MOUs with the 3 institutes from Indian Maritime University and Mackay from Calcutta and Vietnam National University, and then we are looking forward to have more collaborations with the India and ASEAN countries, and then in the next in the conference we will see more institutions in participation. And come towards the faculty the scholarships in every panel they mentioned about the scholarships and exchange internship programs, and Nalanda University offers 100 scholarships to the ASEAN ASEAN students, ASEAN country students, and 30 scholarships to the Bhutan nationals, and then 50 scholarships to the BIMSTEC nationals. So we have the ASEAN students, and currently over 140 students in our campus. This will continue with this conference has given us an opportunity to connect with more institutions in ASEAN region. So we will be able to see and exchanges from India to from Nalanda or other institutions, participating institutions in AINU, ASEAN India Network of Universities. So we are exploring the internships in the other ASEAN institutions. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Kishore. So now your turn, sir. Dr. Chen Lathis, Ian Koibu Tukul.
Now we have Professor Colantis A.M. Varavattikulil, sir, from Sipatam University.
Okay, thank you, sir. Wow, Dr. Kishore, you gave a very detailed. It seems like you use AI to summarize all the 3-day event into 10 minutes. by the team of the sport. Okay. Dr. Kishore asked me to give the summary of the content, but I cannot do better than that. So let me, express my impression to join this event. First of all, I would like to thank you, Nalanda, the Vice Chancellor, all the executive staff, and students. Let us give the big hand for them again. Thank you very much. Okay, it is my great honor to join the East Asian Summit Conclave of the head of Higher Education Institute as a representative of Thailand, the Asian country, on behalf of the Council of University President of Thailand. This is covering about 2,000 institutions, both public and private universities. This is my first time to visit India. Okay, I'm very exciting. And I'm very deeply impressed by the warm hospitality and the vibrant culture, atmosphere, and wonderful Indian cuisine. I ate a lot for the last 3 days. I like curry chicken, it's a lot. And visiting the ancient site in Nalanda University, the world's first university, has been a truly inspiring experience, reminding us of the origin of the modern higher education and the Indian rich heritage of intellectual leadership. I am equally impressed with the present Nalanda University, a beautiful blend of heritage, principal foundation, and modern technology, reflecting sustainability through smart energy, waste management, and carbon reduction practice. This morning, I have a chance to chit-chat with Vice Chancellor, and he confirmed that Nalanda University have achieved net zero carbon emission already and going for negative carbon emission. That's very impressive. Reflecting on the agenda, I have been privileged to attend the Conclave, where we had rich opportunity to present our own perspectives, listen to the insightful lectures, and exchange powerful ideas with distinguished speakers, rectors, and senior officials from across East Asia and India. The diversity of the voice and experience create a dynamic platform for dialogue, learning, and mutual inspiration. On the first day, the inaugural session, assembling the visionary leaders from university and government agency, their keynote address underscored the historical bond of knowledge and between India and ASEAN, while also emphasizing the importance of cultural diplomacy and academic partnership in the 21st century. The evening cultural program and gala dinner beautifully illustrate the fusions of academic excellence and cultural celebration. On the second day, we have a lot of discussion went on depth into concrete strategies for strengthening the Indian East Asian educational collaboration. The session showcased best practice in higher education governance, leadership, curriculum innovation, and interdisciplinary learning. Speakers also stressed the importance of inclusive student engagement and the role of university in advancing sustainable development goals, particularly in climate change, health, and digital transformation. The visits to the Nalanda Heritage Site offer a profound reminder of our shared intellectual tools. The last day in this morning, the session focused on identifying sharing research priority, promoting multidisciplinary collaboration, and creating innovation hub, serving EAS purpose and interest, not just the typical ranking purpose. The dialogue also explored mechanisms for faculty and student mobility credit transfer, mutual degree recognition, and scholarship program. This exchange reinforced our collective aspiration for sustained partnership that will continue to grow in both scope and impact. In order to finish my share of impression today, from this conclave, I have witnessed the strong commitment to advancing collaboration in higher education and the recognition of its impact on workforce development, technology, and sustainable growth in line with the SDGs. As a representative from Thailand with ASEAN, In ASEAN, I sincerely hope that the ASEAN Indian University Network will continue to grow stronger, expanding to include more than 200 universities. Among of them, we have 70 private universities in Thailand as well. This spirit of collaboration will undoubtedly bring mutual benefit and lasting progress for our region. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Kulanthis.
So now I will request Vice Chancellor to conclude this session.
Thank you. Thanks, Montiji. Thanks, the two leads on our panel, both Kishore and Pankaj. I think they have done a fantastic job in terms of capturing the nuancing that was there in the discussion, the two discussants or comments, additional comments that have come from Pavitra and from John Lathis. I think this has become extremely interesting now. The rapporteurs must have got key messages that your professors are trying to give you. So I'm sure you would bring in additional gravitas to your recommendations and structure them accordingly so that the next round of East Asia Summit process that would bring in the ASEAN India University Network or recommendations that AIC would take forward to the East Asia Summit process. They would be policy relevant, and for us, it would be clear in terms of how universities can partner among themselves. So the two roadmaps would be absolutely clear. I know this session is between lunch and the IPSA session, so I just want to be extremely brief and would just like to thank both the discussants and also the two leads. So big hand for them, and I give it back to. I would like to give it back to our host.
Yeah, I will take a bit of time. Personally, for myself, this session was a scholastically and academically enriching 3 days. As a student of ecology and environmental sciences and as an early career researcher, the promising deliberation on higher education in environment, sustainability, energy efficiency and source diversification and cross-cultural interaction extension across East Asia gives me high hopes that the upcoming days are going to be golden for our Occidental world. Despite the challenges of the complex planetary crises of climate change, biodiversity loss, population pressure and resource utilization, and pollution to which our East Asia region is particularly vulnerable. My own additions and suggestions on the deliberation here will be that special care should be taken in heavily involving in educational discourse and mainstreaming biological diversity and bioresources in the context of nature's contribution to people, NCP, since they have a huge economic value in terms of ecosystem service value or ESV, and are a potential solution as NBS or nature-based solutions for the aforesaid planetary challenges. Now, I would like to deliver the vote of thanks for the entire conference and conclave. First of all, on behalf of the Nalanda University fraternity, I would like to thank the honorable delegates and dignitaries from the various networks and institutions for coming down from faraway states and countries to our Nalanda University and gracing the conclave. Officials of the Ministry of External Affairs, Government of India, member states of the EAS Summit, Asian India Network of Higher Education Institutions, Research and Information System, RIS for Developing Countries, Asian India Center, AIC of RIS, the Energy and Research Institute, TERI, Asian Center for Energy, and I would also like to thank the IPSA panel for joining us now, and to all the other institutions which were a part of this 3 days conclave. We would extend my gratitude to the Ministry of External Affairs and the Government of India for the ceaseless guidelines and directions, providing all necessary support in terms of organizing this huge event and their facilitation in all the required processes. Professor Sri Chaturvedi ji, the Honorable Vice Chancellor of Nalanda University, all words of thanks will fall short to appreciate and acknowledge your exemplary leadership and sense of compassion towards all the guests and delegates and also towards the entire team working to organize this event. Sir has worked tirelessly himself, and this has actually motivated us to strive towards perfection in organizing the conclave and workshop with perfection. Sir, you're an inspiration for us all. The deans of the schools of Nalanda University, Professor Godavarisha Mishra ji, Professor Abhay Kumar Singh ji, and Professor Sushant Mishra ji for their guidance from time to time. The Honorable Registrar of Nalanda, Dr. R.P. Singh Parihar ji, a towering figure, has guided the entire administration and executive body of the university towards the successful organization of the conference. Director of Academics and External Affairs, Dr. Ambika Prasad Paniji, Assistant Registrar, Dr. Sanjeev Kumarji, and the administrative machinery, thank you for the smooth functioning of the event. I would like to thank all the dedicated and hardworking faculty members of the university who have juggled preparing for and taking classes simultaneously with coordinating the respective conference organizing committees. A special note of acknowledgement to the backbone of the event, the NU internal teams, whose contributions have been indispensable to the making of this event. The Office of the Student Affairs, the IT team, Transport Department, the housekeeping staff, and the food and catering staff, the security personnel for ensuring safety and order. The external teams, the event management team, the photography team, the catering team, the instrumentalists and musicians, and the transport vendors. Last but not the least, I would come to thank my own guys, my fellow student volunteers, for organizing this conference with the university administration as the backbone. The extraordinary team of about 200 student volunteers was the working hands and running feet, working tirelessly day and night, often missing food and sleep and striving for perfection. I would like the teams to stand up at their respective places and take a bow. The accommodation team, and I would request the faculty and administrative coordinators to stand up too. The ticket booking team, the transportation team, the conference booklet preparation and printing team, the MCs of the event, the food and catering team, the sitting arrangements team, the press relation and media team, the guest coordination team, the biggest team of about 32 members, the cultural team and the participants in the cultural events, the Kalaripayattu team which was there yesterday, the souvenirs, conference, bag and registration team, power backup, IT arrangement, civil work and coordination with event management team, the housekeeping and drinking water team, the ticket reimbursement team, the rapporteurs team once again, please. Thank you for cooperating flawlessly and making the event a grand success. I would like the teams to take a bow. Thank you once again for cooperating flawlessly and making the event a grand success. Thank you once again to every individual and institution involved for making the conference a success. With this, I, the Chief Coordinator of all the volunteers and the Master of Ceremonies, Anushin Ray, sign off. Om Purnamada Purnamida Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Now we would have the lunch in the campus inn. The volunteers are requested